Hello, I'm Bill Peterson, Minnesota probate attorney. After the loss of a loved one, the members of a family typically have a lot of things on their minds. Between planning for the funeral and contacting many other people, there's often a lot to get finished in a relatively short period of time. However, sometimes the biggest challenges occur after the funeral. A Minnesota couple, whom we'll call Darrell and Louise, live in Burnsville. Louise has an elderly mother, whom we'll call Mabel. Mabel lived in a 100-year-old house in southwest Minneapolis. Last spring, Mabel came down with pneumonia and quickly passed away. During the funeral, Louise found herself thinking about the old house that her mother had lived in all of those years. It was a large Victorian-style home with lots of room throughout its 4 levels. While Louise had usually visited Mabel every week, she rarely went up into the attic or down into the basement. Louise had a memory of antiques and other things on those rare occasions where she did venture up the stairs or down the stairs. When Darrell and Louise went to Mabel's house the day after the funeral, they decided to do some exploring. Their discoveries seemed like elements from a historical novel. Inside the attic were box upon box with all kinds of items sticking out of them. A few things, such as 3 sets of fine silverware, were sitting in carved wooden crates. It seemed like they were pretty valuable. Other items, like the 40 antique dolls wrapped in cloth and put in boxes, also seemed like they might have some value. Louise could feel her mind working overtime to process all of these objects in front of her. Where should she even start? Now, it's understandable that Darrell and Louise feel a sense of being overwhelmed in a situation like this. Like many people who are dealing with this kind of circumstance, they are concerned about a number of things. For example, how do you protect the home from burglars and vandals now that it's vacant? Or another circumstance, how do you determine the value of what look like strange and very old possessions? Or thirdly, how do you sort them out and then sell the antiques before they're lost or damaged or lose their value? Clearly, this is a challenging situation. Darrell and Louise would be wise to consult with an experienced probate attorney to discuss how to handle their circumstance. Also, they would need to be certain that they do not violate their obligations to other possible heirs in dealing with Mabel's old possessions. Many people have found themselves faced with the prospect of determining how to handle old or antique possessions or even collectibles after a loved one has passed away. While it may seem daunting, this process can be dealt with accordingly, leaving the family with peace and comfort. I'm Bill Peterson, Minnesota probate attorney. If you're dealing with a family probate, I can help. Call me toll-free from anywhere in Minnesota or across the country at 1-888-910-5297 for a free, no-obligation consultation. Thank you, and have a great day.